All right, it is currently 9:32 a.m. It's Thursday, July 17, 2025, and this is documentation of what is impossible light activity. And this is layers of light. This is concentrated light that you could see trailing across the ceiling. As you can see, it has nothing to do with what is naturally going to occur through the door even being cracked open. This is demonic activity. Demonic activity is recognized in the environment. This is speaking to what is demonic activity, which is relevant to this engineer light, because this is also not sunlight. And as I put my hand in the air, you can see my shadow, and then you have this fanning out of light that's spreading across. This is layers. So this line of light right here is concentrated, and then this is another layer of engineered light, and it's also traveling down the wall. And this is occurring as I crack the door open. This light has nothing to do with the door opening. This is engineered light, and this is demonic. In the same way that the fake sun outside has nothing to do with this light that you see here. This is a covered structure outside. This is impossible light activity. And this is evidence of what is stalking by a population as well, okay? The entities engaged in criminal surveillance, all of the people of the state that are gang stalking they're sharing in surveillance in the state of California. And it is evident through the engineered light, the maintenance of light, and they are monitoring while they're maintaining what is activity. This traffic is something that is never gonna be heard inside of the hotel. It's called amplification of audible activity while that is the case. And that is also evidence that the people of the state are targeting you. They're targeting you through what is engineered light, and the entity is doing so on behalf of the government, okay? 9:32 a.m., the entity, you can see it off of the objects here. This is the fake sun that's over the same location. 12:52 p.m. like I documented here. This is the evidence of the fake sun reflecting off of a windshield. The entity is doing the same thing when I'm in Los Angeles. I'm showing you the entity keeping the fake sun reflecting off of the vehicles in the parking lot at Alvarado Gardens. I'm showing the entity keeping the fake sun reflecting off of the vehicles at Woodside Senior Apartments. The entity that has the fake sun over the Ontario Police Department is not going to reflect off of a vehicle at Economy Inn at 2301 South Euclid Avenue. The sun is not going to be over the same property, the same location, including the same person at the same property at the same location, 3.5 hours from now at 12:51 p.m. where I'm showing you it's still right here over my room. This is the pattern of conduct. And this is the entity that is indeed engaged in what is monitoring me inside of a private space. This is the pattern of the gate that's appearing. This gate is appearing above my head. This is where the city of Ontario is engaging in the P.O.C, all right? This is where a bunch of sex offenders are monitoring my vagina as I remain inside of a private space where the government has no legitimate interest. The government has no constitutional authority to engage in surveillance, which is the case in a specific environment where the entity is engaging in that pattern of conduct. The reason why I'm walking to this end of the parking lot is I'm going to show you what is the evidence of stalking with a fake sun as I go to the opposite end of this hotel. And this is crossing path. Everybody in their hotel rooms is stalking. This is referred to as gang stalking. It's federal group stalking and monitoring. And the people of the state that are patrons at this venue are targeting me. And the entity, the city of Ontario, which is the state of California, is targeting me in concert with, in reliance upon the demons who are patrons at this venue, both employed, working, managing the venue, and also remaining on the venue, including coming onto the venue, as you see in the entity gang stalking through UPS, making a delivery, and they're gang stalking, engaged in the same exact pattern of conduct. So this is the maintenance of that surveillance system. It's 9:36 a.m., and here's the fake sun. This is P.O.C. This is the entity maintaining the fake sun, and this is not going to be reflecting off of that windshield over there in front of my room. This is the evidence of the entity moving the fake sun as I move. And I've already documented the entity keeping the fake sun at Economy Inn from sunrise until sunset. Okay, so literally standing at this location, and I'm capturing the fake sun at 6:26 p.m. I've already shared that on the YouTube channel. It's all of the published documentation, including the kidnapping that this same entity that is still gang stalking me in 2025. This is relevant to time in federal prison. It's relevant to civil damages. It's relevant to the impunity of the entity that is still gang stalking while keeping the evidence of its system, which is fully exposed under surveillance. This is where the city of Ontario is engaged in what is payment for the room. That's not an excuse to engage in federal group stalking and monitoring. It's an unlawful threat. It's also a threat while this same entity that is paying for the room is the same entity that committed kidnapping with the intent to obstruct justice. And this is the fake sun moving as I move, okay? This is the same venue where the entity has the fake sun over me at 12:51 p.m. Right here, you saw yesterday the city of Ontario gang stalking and doing so under the guise of coming in and talking about my private information, which is a violation of my privacy rights, while they're claiming to be seeking or providing housing services or housing access, and they're gang stalking at the same time. That's a violation of my privacy, and it's also referred to as what is malice, where the pattern of conduct is underway. Okay, this is called crossing a path and light activity creation while they're driving by. License 9MBP997 is monitoring and doing so with impunity. All right, mobile is gang stalking. This apartment complex is gang stalking. All of traffic is gang stalking. Driftwood Village is gang stalking. You already know that the city of Ontario is gang stalking. When the demon-possessed have already shown you who you are in a federal case, you do not forget that. When they're molesting you with impossible light, when they're gang stalking you under the fake sun, replete with the entity using helicopter, you don't forget that. The city of Ontario is already established as a gang stalker. And now they're doing it with the entity that is gang stalking at the Economy Inn. This is the entity that has the fake sun. Remember, I'm standing here at 12:51 p.m. This is the same position. It's 9:38 a.m. The entity is engaged in the pattern of conduct keeping the fake sun over the Ontario Police Department at the same exact time. This is impossible to be the case. This is the evidence of stalking as a whole public entity. And this amount of people is just a fraction of those that are monitoring my vagina, knowing exactly what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Targeting while amplified audible activity of the sound of traffic, which is impossible to hear, in the same way that the sun remaining over a venue all day long is impossible to occur in the natural environment, in the same way that sunlight is appearing on my ceiling inside of my hotel room, that's impossible as well. These are not only gang stalkers, these are the demon-possessed, and this is demonic activity, and it's going to be prosecuted as federal group stalking and monitoring. It is criminal surveillance. The entity is engaged in an ongoing unlawful threat and the perpetual sex offense. It is currently 9:39 a.m. This is P.O.C. This is massive surveillance, massive. And this sun that's over me, speaking to them all gang stalking together, this is the government acting vicariously. And this is a sex offense committed by the people of the state. And they routinely engage in targeting American citizens. And Tracy Banks is going to federal prison. This is P.O.C. It's currently 9:39 a.m. Everybody that the city of Ontario paid for a hotel room, they're doing so keeping me under surveillance, gang stalking me while the fake sun remains over me. P.O.C. And they're psychopaths. This is the special need population. They're walking in your light monitoring me. That level of malice is the outward demonstration of mental illness. It is again currently 9:39 a.m. This is the evidence of the city of Ontario that's engaged in the pattern of conduct, doing so with impunity. This is the demon stalking in the path. They're cutting off the path with regard to the pattern of conduct, and you're aware of that as you look at the impossible, the sun that is still here, and the sun is directly over me. That's the identification of a stalker, and they all are. Okay, that's P.O.C.